Yo, John Fitch here. I am in Las Vegas this week, attending the Antitrust evidentiary hearings. In case you don't know, I am involved in the class action lawsuit against UFC, saying that they are a monopoly and they are suppressing wages, stuff like that. So this week it's not a trial yet. We're trying to seek class certification right now, so we're trying to show that we have been all damaged the same way so that we can have a case and move forward. We're here this week doing evidentiary hearings. The evidentiary hearings are basically hearings talking to the experts. The judge is just trying to get an understanding of the arguments and the models and the things being used to demonstrate the arguments. Some quick notes. I can't get too far into a lot of the details. I can just give my insights on stuff that's already public. I wanted to make this video mostly because we've only got four. There's only 4 journalists here, right? There's only 4. This is the most important thing that's happened in this sport ever. It's the most significant moment. This whole thing, this whole lawsuit, it's the biggest thing ever. And if people aren't covering it, it may really make you think, why? Why is this getting zero play? 4 journalists are here covering this thing. It's very, very peculiar, I will say. So I just want to make this little video just to get a little extra info out there. One of the first things the judge did was he's unsealing the docs, so like everything's going to be out pretty much. There may be some specific itemized things that they will redact or restrict, but that's like somebody's name in particular, certain things like that. But for the most part, he's saying the financials, in order for him to make a judgment on it and stuff, he has to see it. It has to be public. He doesn't see why it wouldn't be public. So that's a good thing for us. It's a good thing for all the fighters to be able to see some of the stuff that's going on. You'd be surprised. Big disappointment right off the gate was Joe Silva was supposed to be here, and he was supposed to be part of these hearings, these questions and stuff. That would have been a lot of fun to watch. But he no-showed. He had some kind of medical procedure or something. They may call him back at another time. We'll see. So what I can say about the stuff that's been going on is it seems like the judge really understands our argument. He understands our expert. It seemed like he needed to ask a whole lot more questions and a lot more things to be made clear on the UFC's part, which a lot of their arguments are they seem ridiculous to me. And unless you're looking at it through the UFC's magical lens, I don't think you'd see things their way either. But some of the takeaways that I've come to understand fully that I think some of you guys should understand. One is that they don't think the fighters is anything more than like a programmer for your iPhone. They think that you fighters are the same as somebody working in a factory in China making an iPhone, right? They view you the same. That's their mindset of you. You are completely interchangeable. You are not what sells tickets. You are not what people come to see. Just like with the iPhone, when people buy the iPhone, they're not buying it because of the person who made it in the factory in China. That's how they see you, fighters. That's how they look at you. You are just a factory worker. We don't see things that way. We think you're the actual product. You are the iPhone. You are the worker and the product. But yeah, that was really, it's kind of cold how they see that. They don't think that the fighter matters. It's their magic sauce. It's their magic stuff. Their magic promoting abilities that makes fighters popular and famous, and sells tickets and makes the money. Has nothing to do with the fighter or the athlete yourself. You are a cog in the wheel. You can be easily replaced. That's their mindset. It's fascinating for them to believe that. Okay, so next takeaway, the big battle with a lot of this is our belief that wage share is what really matters, and that means the percentage that you're making of the total gate, total revenues. We think that matters, not the wage level. So the UFC keeps arguing that as long as the fighters get paid more, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter that the UFC is making a ton more money. As long as the fighters get paid a little bit more, that's what matters. It doesn't matter the percentage. We disagree. Some of the documents that got released, some of them were actually UFC documents, and one of them is a document that shows the wage share. And in 2007, or it's combined with one of our experts' projections and some of the UFC's documents, showed that in 2007, 26% of the revenue went back to the fighters. And that number consistently steadily dropped down to this 18, 19% into 2016 or so. And is held consistently there. And not only has it held consistently there, but like the UFC has documents showing that their plan is to maintain it at those levels. Their goal, no matter what money they make, no matter how much revenue they make in, they're only going to pay their fighters 20% out. That's their projection. They projected that forward. That's important because that's what they're using to sell this stuff to ESPN and all these other people. Look, we have our labor locked in at this cheap rate. Do deals with us. We'll make you more money. Other professional sports, they have to pay out 50% or more to their athletes. That's more overhead. So production is costing more, and it costs more to have that on your television, right? So this business model actually threatens other professional sports, in my opinion. My speculations. But yeah, so this is a little breakdown of so far what we have this week here. I don't know how much more significant the next couple of days are going to be, but keep an eye out for some of the journals that are writing stories about this. But I feel like we're doing really well. I mean, to me, this is obvious. The restraints on the market are obvious. The corrections need to be made, and it's time. It's time to make the corrections. So yeah, thanks for listening. It's the first time seeing anything on my YouTube channel. Subscribe, smash the bell so you get notifications every time I make a new video. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/JohnFitch. Technique videos. So make sure you stop by johnfitch.net. Check you later.